Yes, so Out of Order was commissioned uh, in the late 80s, I think, because it was a time when there were a few councillors that were trying to change things, making it a bit more radical, and they got this commission. And it opened something like 1990, I think, the Out of Order, and it's David Mach. It's this series of falling down telephone boxes. At the time, people, some people said they liked it, and then there was a huge outcry at how awful it was, and there was people writing into the local paper saying things like, "Well, I mistook it for a telephone box, and I think it's outrageous. It's against public decency and all kinds of great things." But of course, now it's a real. It's a real part of Kingston. I mean, Kingston is pretty. There are bits of it that are pretty dull. It's one of the most exciting things, and have I noticed every time I walk past it that people are always taking photographs of it. They're taking photographs of them in it or their friends and them in it, and one of those public sculptures that's been taken to heart and is really part of the community, which I think is brilliant. That's right. London Road is now blocked off. And they actually changed the way the traffic went. That must have been when I was at university that happened. So late 70s, early 80s, suddenly all the traffic, one-way traffic, went a different way, and they must have been blocked off around that time. And that was the time when London Road, I think, then got cut off from the rest of the town and really kind of fell into a bit of disrepair, because it is now sort of charity shops and a bit kind of interesting shops. So you'd have to walk to go to, really, because I guess the Bental Centre took all the interest away from the town, because people don't often go to the marketplace much either. Everybody seems to go into that kind of shopping area. I guess the other thing around London Road was just behind it is the market area, and that used to be really big. And it used to be called the Monday morning cattle market, even though I think there might have been like some chickens and things when I was a kid, but there wasn't any cattle. But it was big, and people would come in from miles around to the Monday market, and they'd be getting off all the buses in London Road to go there. And obviously, as the years have gone by, it's shrunk, and it's it doesn't. You could see how you could buy all kinds of things you needed from the market, whereas now it's very bit specific, but kind of cheap clothes and cheap fabrics, really, and there's not a lot of much else there. Or last time I was there wasn't, but it used to be the centre, really. And so the older bit of Kingston is kind of forgotten about now. The bit by the Hogs Mill and by the marketplace, which is really where Kingston began. Where the first people settled there, and then where the coaches stopped. People changed horses, and so it was the centre at one time. But Kingston, like many towns, I guess, suffers from the roads just cutting up everything, so that it's no longer the space it was. And you can see in old photos and things how it used to be a completely different space, really.